Hey guys, welcome to Mad Scientist BBQ. I'm Jeremy Yoder, again with Arvin, manager here at the BBQ HQ. And we have an embarrassment of riches. Not only do they have a huge selection of amazing smokers inside, they sell great meat. And today, I'm gonna try something I have never tried before. You've heard of pork belly burn ends? Today, we're doing beef belly burn ends. Now the first thing we have to discuss is this magnificent piece of meat. If you guys look here, we have incredible marbling. All the things you like about pork belly burn ends are gonna be found here, except intensified with beef flavor. So, can you tell me about this cut? Like, why is it special? Why does it have such marbling? And how are we gonna treat it to make these burn ends?
Okay. Well, this meat came from Double A Co, also known as West Home from Australia. It is called Wagyu Beef, if I'm pronouncing that correct. It is a Double A 4-5 grade Wagyu. I've never cooked one of these, so it's going to be very interesting to see. I've heard, everybody talks about pork belly burnt ends.
Right.
So why not try beef belly burnt ends? Everybody wants burnt ends from brisket.
Right.
So why not try it from the belly of the cow? Right.
So when you get that crispy kind of pork belly burn end with all that rendered fat, it's delicious and wonderful. Everybody loves those. But what I'm curious to know is the richer flavor of the beef going to come through on these burn ends and make it like pork belly burn ends with a kick more flavor?
I believe so, especially with it being Wagyu and all that marbling in there and all the fat that we're going to trim a little bit off, but all that fat on there. I think this is going to be amazing, especially after we're going to season it with salt and pepper,
right? And
then sauce it up.
So just the salt and pepper because we're going to add sauce later?
Yes.
Got it. Now the thing about Wagyu that is important is that it has a different composition in terms of its fat when you compare it to, say, Angus or other American breeds. Wagyu beef, the fat actually has more unsaturated fatty acids, and for a barbecuer, why that's important is the fat will actually render or melt at a lower temperature, so every bite of this should be packed full of juice, bursting with juice, and it should give you a kind of a different mouthfeel. It's something special and unique that you only get with Wagyu. Dude, that's like Japanese A5.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Oh my goodness, dude, this is gonna be amazing. All right, we got these things seasoned up and they are looking beautiful. Let me show you a couple things first. With pork belly, you make pork bacon. Well, this is a slice of the beef belly, and you can see how you can make beef bacon out of this. So very similar, but the marbling that we have in this is unbelievable. With pork belly, you have a lot of fat in there, but the meat itself isn't very marbled. This right here, like look at this piece, that is insane.
That's money.
This looks like Japanese A5 Wagyu type of thing. Unreal. So these should be the most amazing belly burnt ends of all time, but we're going to be cooking them on an offset smoker to get maximum smoke flavor. And so what model is this?
This is the Meadow Creek SQ36.
SQ36?
Yeah. And
Meadow Creek is known for doing a lot of reverse flow, but this is a standard flow.
Yep, standard flow.
Right, so I've used one of these before, and I have to say that I was shocked at how well it cooked. It doesn't look super impressive, but it cooks like a champion.
Oh yeah, and it cooks very even.
Yeah. They have a plate inside to kind of distribute the heat so you don't get hot spots, you don't get things burning. It's just a very even, really good cooker. And it's at a really affordable price for how good it is. So, all right, what are we gonna do with these? How are we gonna put them in the cooker? And what temperature?
We're gonna cook at 250, and I'm gonna put them fat side down just because of that plate in there, just so the fat can, the fat layer will be protective of the meat. And
what kind of wood?
We're gonna be using pecan today.
Pecan, all right, I love pecan. Okay, so we should get great color, great flavor from this smoke, and so let's get to it. All right. I can't wait. George. Okay, it's been a little over 2 hours and we're gonna check on these beef belly burn ends. So I'm not really concerned about time. We're looking at temperature, tenderness, and fat render. So let's open this up and see what they look like. They're almost done, but what we want to do first is we want to glaze them in sauce, so as they finish, the sauce caramelizes on the exterior. We're not going to do all of them that way. We're going to leave some of them just plain as a comparison, but right now we're going to fill up these pans with those, and then we're going to use some sauce. What kind of sauce is that?
It's no, actually Blue Hog's championship sauce.
Okay, we're going to use that sauce. Gonna roll them around in that and then leave them in the tray because we don't want to dirty up the inside of the smoker with lots of burnt sauce. So leave them in the tray, let that sauce glaze on there, and then when they're done and they're perfectly tender, when you probe them, then they're ready to eat. Finally, it's time. This is like the barbecue version of dessert. We have glazed beef belly burn ends, so we have lots of fat, lots of sugar from the sauce, and those are the combinations you usually find in dessert, but in this case, we're eating meat. So when you touch these, it kind of is sticky, it's kind of a meat candy quality. So I think the only thing that we have left to do is try it. So I'm gonna grab one of these guys, this one looks good to me. I'm gonna take a bite and then show you kind of the cutaway so you get a sense of the texture of the meat and the fat render there. So, you ready, Arvin?
Yeah.
Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how the others are. This one's amazing.
This one's amazing. This is a little guy.
This one's good. All right, so for me, the one thing I get first and foremost is smoke. And so this is a way you can get a brisket-like, you know, burnt end amount of marbling in there. And since there's so much fat in this, you know, it still stays juicy and it's nice and tender because you bring it up to the right temperature. But it's so small that every surface gets a lot of smoke. So smoke is coming through, but it's not just smoke. With this, you get the benefit of all that rendered fat because this is first belly and it's Wagyu. So lots of rendered fat, lots of juice, lots of moisture. And then finally, you get the sweetness of that caramelized sauce. So you get all the texture you want, all the flavors you want, all combined into one. You know, a simple bite of something delicious.
I mean, this thing is just, I mean, look at that. It's money.
Yeah, like you look at it and you see the marbling that goes through it and the fat there.
I was a little skeptical, you know. I mean, being at beef belly, you're so used to pork belly burnt ends.
Right. That's a known quantity. This is something I haven't heard of before.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But I can't believe I haven't because this is so good.
I don't know why you don't hear about it. I mean,
dude,
it's a game changer.
It's like brisket burn ends, but this might sound crazy to say, but even more marbling, and you get just tons of smoke flavor all the way around. It's not like a touch of smoke at the end. They get smoked the whole time. So
yeah, this
is really kind of the kind of perfect harmony of all of those elements.
I think so.
So we'll show you a shot of this close up. You can see the juice still flowing through it, even though this is a small piece that's been cooked for a relatively long period of time. So if you're thinking about it, definitely try it. It's 100% worth your time. And the best part about it is that beef belly is not an expensive cut. It's a relatively inexpensive cut. So you can try to make something amazing that you don't have to break the bank for. Now we're gonna try the ones we didn't glaze. So we'll see what these are like. Actually, this is good. There's some of that fat that crisped up on the outside. You almost have like a bacon-like bacon-like texture and taste to it. You know when you have crispy bacon?
Yeah.
So that's a lot different than, you know, a traditional burnt end. Lots of moisture still because it's just so well marbled and there's so much fat there.
You can taste that salt and pepper too, really good.
Yeah. Salt and pepper comes through clear, but the bark is a lot crispier on this because we didn't, soak it in sauce to soften up that bark. It's still kind of a crunch on the outside, but the inside is so juicy and soft that the textures marry together and it's not off-putting in any way. So if I'm making them again, and I'm only going to do it one way, I think I'd go with the glaze, just because I think it adds something to it instead of muting other things. But if you just do salt and pepper and put them on there, I think you're going to be happy with that too. If I had to make a meal out of it, I definitely would get just the salt and pepper on there and none of the glaze. But as one or two, in addition to the regular barbecue I'm doing, I think the glazing is the right way to go.
It tastes like bacon.
It tastes like bacon.
It's totally...
Thanks,
on Monday.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay.
I did order that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button down below. Also subscribe and make sure to hit the notification bell so you get updates whenever we upload a new video. Finally, I want to thank Arvin and the Barbecue HQ for not only letting us use the smoker, but also providing the beef belly and giving me a brand new experience in barbecue. There aren't many of those that I get to have because I've done a lot of barbecue. I've eaten a lot of barbecue, so when I find something new, it's extra exciting. So big thank you, and thanks for doing the video with me too. This is a great time, and this is great food.
Good.
I would get one of the ones that's